The story begins in a quiet village where life moves slowly, and people rarely talk about the strange or unseen. Yet hidden behind the ordinary, day-to-day routines is a tale that very few know, an encounter that changed one boy's destiny forever. This is the untold incident of a stranger boy and the mysterious Jinn girls he met one unforgettable evening. The boy, traveling alone far from home, had lost his way while crossing a dense stretch of forest. The sun had already disappeared behind the hills, leaving the woods draped in shadows. With every passing minute, fear began to rise in his heart, but he kept walking, hoping to find a road or a sign of life. Instead, he found something entirely unexpected, a soft glow shimmering between the trees, like moonlight dancing on water. Unsure whether to approach or run, curiosity drew him closer. As he stepped through the branches, he saw a sight that left him speechless. The clearing stood three girls strikingly beautiful, with faces that seemed almost unreal, their presence surrounded by an aura of calm light. They turned toward him, their eyes filled not with fear, but with a mysterious warmth, as if they had been expecting him. The boy froze, unsure what to say. Before he could speak, the eldest of the girls addressed him gently, her voice carrying an echo that didn't seem human. She told him he had stepped into their realm by accident. They were not ordinary girls, they were Jinn, protectors of the forest who rarely allowed humans to see them. Yet something about the boy's sincerity and purity had drawn them toward him. Shaken but strangely at peace, the boy listened as they explained that the path he had taken was dangerous. Many travelers before him had been harmed by wandering spirits or wild creatures. Out of compassion, they offered to guide him safely back to the outskirts of the forest. But they warned him never to reveal this encounter to anyone. Such meetings between Jinn and humans were rare, and speaking of them could bring great consequences. As they walked beside him, the boy noticed that their feet didn't quite touch the ground. The air around them felt lighter, as if nature itself bent to their presence. They spoke to him with kindness, asking about his life, his family, his dreams. In return, they offered gentle advice, reminders to stay honest, to help the weak, and to trust in the unseen protection that often surrounds those with a clean heart. By the time they reached the forest edge, the first light of dawn was rising. The eldest Jinn girl stopped and told him this would be their final meeting. She blessed him with safety for his journey ahead, assuring him that no harm would come to him as long as he stayed true to the goodness within his soul. Then, just as silently as they had appeared, the three girls vanished into the soft morning mist, leaving the boy alone but forever changed. When he finally returned to his village, people noticed something different about him. He carried a peace and maturity far beyond his years. Though he never shared the full truth of what happened, he lived with the memory of that night, a secret that guided his decisions for the rest of his life. The encounter with the Jinn girls taught him courage, compassion, and the understanding that not everything in this world can be explained by reason alone. Some stories are whispered only among the winds, passed down by those who dare to believe. And this incident of the stranger boy and the Jinn girls remains one of those rare tales untold, mysterious, and forever etched into the hidden corners of the past. Days turned into weeks, but the memory of that night lingered in the boy's heart like a shadow that refused to fade. He often found himself gazing toward the forest, wondering if the Jinn girls still watched over him from afar. Though he had promised not to return, the strange comfort he felt in their presence had created a silent connection, one he could neither explain nor ignore. One evening, while sitting alone near the riverbank, he felt that same gentle breeze he had felt in the forest. It carried with it a faint fragrance, one he recognized instantly. It was the scent that surrounded the Jinn girls. His heartbeat quickened, and he knew something unusual was about to happen. A soft whisper drifted through the air, delicate yet unmistakable, as though spoken right beside him. It was the voice of the eldest Jinn girl. She told him that even though they had parted ways, she had continued watching him from the unseen world. She was pleased to see that he had kept his promise, remaining truthful and kind despite the challenges he faced. Her voice carried warmth, but also a hint of concern. She warned him that a difficult time was approaching. Someone close to him would soon face danger, and he would have to choose between silence and courage. She assured him that he had the strength to do the right thing, reminding him that bravery does not always come from power, it comes from a pure heart. Before he could respond, the whisper faded, leaving behind only the rustling of leaves and the sound of flowing water. Though he couldn't see her, he felt certain she had been there. just beyond the veil that separates the seen from the unseen. Within a few days, her words proved true. A young girl from the village disappeared near the outskirts of the forest. Panic spread among the villagers as night fell, and no one dared to search the woods after dark. They feared the unknown spirits believed to roam there. But the boy felt a strange calm. He remembered the warning and the promise the Jinn girl had given him. With determination in his heart and trust in the unseen protection around him, he stepped into the darkness alone, guided only by faith and the memory of those who had once saved him. As he walked deeper into the forest, the air shifted. A faint glow appeared, just like the one he had seen during his first encounter. He followed it until he reached a narrow clearing. There, to his relief, he found the missing village girl. Frightened but unharmed, sitting beside an old fallen tree. She said she had been led there by a gentle light, but she never saw who or what it was. The boy knew instantly who had helped her. He comforted the girl and guided her back safely toward the village. On the way, he sensed a familiar presence trailing them, silent yet protective. When they reached the forest edge, a delicate breeze brushed his shoulder as if bidding him farewell. He didn't need to look back. He understood the message. Once again, the Jinn girls had honored their bond with him. As the villagers praised his bravery, the boy spoke nothing of the unseen forces that had ensured the girl's safety. He held their secret close to his heart, knowing that some truths are meant to be guarded, not spoken. But deep inside, he realized something profound. The encounter he once thought was an accident had become a guiding force in his life. The Jinn girls were not just protectors of the forest, they had become protectors of his destiny. And though their worlds were forever separated, the invisible thread connecting them continued to grow stronger, weaving a story that only the winds and the shadows truly understood. If you want, I can continue with more twists, emotional moments, or a deeper spiritual ending. As time passed, the boy began to sense that his life was gradually shifting in ways he couldn't fully understand. Ever since the second encounter, dreams started visiting him dreams, so vivid that they felt more real than the world he woke up to. In these dreams, he would find himself walking through the same forest, guided by soft lights and whispers that felt familiar. He never saw the Jinn girls clearly, but their presence surrounded him like a protective shield. One night, the dream changed. Instead of wandering the forest, he found himself standing on a hill overlooking a vast valley filled with mist. In the distance, he saw a figure cloaked in darkness, slowly approaching. Fear gripped him as the ground trembled beneath his feet. For the first time, he heard a voice, not the gentle voice of the Jinn girls, but a deep, distorted whisper warning him to stay away from their world. He woke up gasping, the echo of the warning still vibrating in his ears. The next morning, he felt uneasy, though everything around him looked normal, the same trees. The same morning breeze, something inside him had changed. He sensed an unseen tension in the air, as if a silent conflict was building between forces he couldn't see, and he knew, without question, that the Jinn girls were somehow involved. That evening, as dusk approached, he received an unexpected visitor. An old man from a nearby village, known for his knowledge of ancient stories and hidden truths, arrived at his home. With serious eyes, the old man asked to speak with him alone. He explained that strange disturbances had been happening around the forest, trees shaking without wind,